And now your host, straight out of Oklahoma, former Buffalo Bill, Jerry Ostrowski.
Welcome everybody. It is another episode of the Big O Show right here on the Overreaction Buffalo Sports Network, powered by Believe. And I appreciate you being on with me on a Thursday night. As you can see, I am rolling solo, and the boys, I told them they don't need to be here for this one. This one is mine, and we're not going to have a super long show tonight. Actually, going to be a little bit more of a commentary than an actual full-blown half-hour, 40-minute show. Here's what I want to talk about today. And by the way, do us a huge favor. We are on a push to try to get to 2,000 subscribers. 2,000 subscribers would be huge for us. So go to YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the subscribe button, also hit the like button tonight. We appreciate that as well. But hit that subscribe button, get us to 2,000 users before we get to training camp. It'll be a big deal for us. We appreciate you. And also, big news out of the Overreaction Buffalo camp. We have a website. So go to overreactionbuffalo.com. Go to the website. It pulls Bills news, daily Bills news, up to the minute Bills news from all over the internet, pulls it into one place. So you can come to one web page, check out all the latest Bills news, watch all of our content. You can watch it live. You can watch it, the recorded stuff that maybe you didn't get a chance to see live. But head over to the website. We're proud of it. Joe did a great job in getting that thing designed for us. And so head over there, overreactionbuffalo.com. But I want to talk about something tonight that's kind of almost had an instant reaction show after I heard some of this stuff. But as you can tell by the title of the show today, the truth about Josh Allen. And I'm going to get into that tonight. And at first, I'm going to give you a little bit of the particulars. I'm going to give you some stats. Not every stat I could possibly see, because there's a ton of stats out there about Josh. But some of the ones that I feel are pertinent, some of the ones that I feel kind of help, I don't want to say make the argument, but I think they definitely help me solidify the fact that Josh Allen is that guy. And I'm going to tell you the truth about Josh tonight. Recently, I believe it was CBS Sports, they do a bunch of off-season polls. They anonymously, and, GMs and executives across the NFL like that whole anonymous thing because, it gives them a chance to say what they think, but no names are attached to it. And they anonymously ranked the quarterbacks in the NFL. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes was ranked number one. Joe Burrow, and if you want to call him Glass Joe, you can call him Glass Joe. But Joe Burrow, the Joe Burrow one of injury issues, was ranked number two. And our own Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills was ranked number three. Later on, they had some other interesting comments. A anonymous general manager or executive from the NFL, from an NFL team, obviously that team, we don't know who it is, had some pretty interesting things to say about Josh and his play. Talked about him not being a passer, that he's a thrower. He has problems at the line of scrimmage, reading defenses, locks on one receiver, and so on and so forth. Okay? Well, let me tell you what I know about Josh Allen and what I think about Josh Allen and why not only is he the number two rated quarterback in the league after Patrick Mahomes, because you can't take anything away from the guy that's won 3 Super Bowls. But also I think that there are no comparisons for Josh Allen. I think he is a unicorn. I think he's that guy. But if we look at Josh Allen from 2023, he was ranked second. These are PFF grades. He was ranked second in the PFF in passing, second in the league. He was fourth in passing yards in the NFL with 4,306 passing yards, fifth in passing touchdowns. He had 29. I believe he was number one in rushing touchdowns as a quarterback with 15, and he was sixth in total completions with 85. If you look at Josh Allen over his first 6 seasons, and by the way, if you're watching on X or you're watching on Facebook Live, hop over to YouTube, get in the comments like Richard Rush and Daniel and John Fina. Yo, what's up, John? Let's go, Jerry O. Let's go, John Fina. But if you look at Josh Allen over his first 6 seasons, and Mike Florio put something out recently that I thought was really, really cool. Mike stated this: if you look at where Josh Allen ranks amongst not just his peers, folks, but all quarterbacks, he's 5th in attempts. He's tied for 4th in passing touchdowns. You ready for this? This is the one. He's 61st in interceptions thrown. The stat that everyone loves to use when they are critiquing or criticizing Josh Allen. 61st in interceptions, 3rd in rushing yards, and 1st in rushing touchdowns. If you look at his grades from PFF through his first 6 years, first year in the league, 65.3, second year, 64.1. But after those first 2 years, the first year missed some games with the original UCL or elbow injury. You go the next 4 seasons in a row, 90.3, 90.9, 91.8, and last year, 92.1. His PFF grades in the NFL as a passer, as a quarterback. If you also go to PFF, and this was an interesting stat to me, and these are all stats, there's a million stats you can get into, but these are ones that I think are important. And these are ones that I think solidify things for Josh Allen and kind of are counterproductive to what some people or anonymous executives say about Josh. If you look at him throughout his 6 seasons, and these are PFF grades, and like I say, and I will do the Joe Marino when I say I am not a PFF disciple. Okay, there's some of the things they do that I don't agree with, but there's a lot of things they do that I really do agree with, and they really dig into some different areas that other stat producers do not. But over his last 6 seasons, his first 6 seasons in the league, Josh Allen has had more elite graded games, 14, than any other quarterback since 2020. No other quarterback has had more than 8. And that's Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen's really good, people. Really good. But there's something about him that people can't grasp. There's something about Josh Allen that Bills Mafia has grasped and Bills Mafia knows. I did a podcast earlier tonight with the Ed Block Courage Award guys. Wally Williams is on there. Clemens is on there. Really good guys that have played in the league. Guys that myself and Clemens is a guy that myself and John Fina played against with the Vikings. And one of the questions, it was funny, one of the questions asked right away, they asked me about the Bills and the team. And I said, hey, it's pretty simple. As long as 17's taking snaps, we got a chance to win games. But if you look at Josh throughout his 6 years in the league, he's had 13 fourth-quarter comebacks, 19 game-winning drives. He's 63-31 for a 60.670 win percentage. Okay? And then I saw this, and I sent this to the boys because I thought this was pretty wild and pretty outstanding. I think it's pretty safe to say, okay? I think it's pretty safe to say that when you look at all-time great quarterbacks in the NFL, okay, and there's a lot of guys we can talk about. Tom Brady's that guy, right? Tom Brady right now is considered the greatest quarterback to play. Tom's stats over his first 6 years weren't Josh Allen's stats. The other guy that's kind of the poster child for quarterback play, the guy that we all look up to, or I say we all a lot look up to as kind of the guy that was the dude that set the bar in the 90s and 2000s or whatever for quarterback playing the NFL besides Tom Brady was Peyton Manning. I mean, obviously people, the Manning Academy, his brother won Super Bowls, his nephew Arch is at Texas, his dad played in the league. This is a quarterback family, okay? When I look at Josh Allen's stats, and this is from Mike Florio, okay? He's tied with Peyton Manning with 167 passing touchdowns in that first 6-year span. Manning had over that span, had 110 interceptions to Josh Allen's 78. Peyton Manning had thrown 110 interceptions in his first 6 years. Josh Allen's thrown 78. That was telling to me because we talk about Peyton Manning, we talk about his film study, we talk about, we got Manning cast, and he can instantly break down stuff, and how cerebral he was, and passing route concepts, and all these things, right? The great Peyton Manning in his first 6 years in the league threw 110 interceptions. Josh Allen threw 78 as he goes into year 7. Josh Allen has more total yards, total touchdowns, less interceptions, more wins in his first 6 seasons than Peyton Manning. Yet we still have doubters. We still have people that don't want to believe. And there's a reason for this. And I'll get to that in a little bit. The other thing about Josh Allen that I think makes him absolutely awesome and unique, he is extremely durable. Again, did a podcast earlier tonight. Clem has asked me the question, do you think Josh Allen can continue to play the way he's playing and have longevity in the league? Well, over his first 6 seasons, he's proven to be extremely durable. His rookie season, okay? His rookie season, he had the elbow issue. You got a rookie quarterback, young guy. Maybe the team's not where it's supposed to be. You don't have the offensive line in place that you have in place now. You put him on the bench. You protect your franchise guy. If you believe he's that guy, which Brandon Beane and the Bills did, you put him on the bench. You protect him from himself. Because this is a guy that's, other than his 12 games that he played his rookie year, okay, he's played 16 or 17 games a season the rest of his career. He's played 103 games in his first 6 seasons in the league. He's extremely durable. So can we throw out, we just dispelled the interception myth, okay? Can we throw out he can't play at a high level or sustain a high level of play rushing and running the football the way he does and putting himself in harm's way? If I'm not mistaken, folks, when I look at Josh Allen's injuries, including the original UCL, the elbow injury from 2 seasons ago, Josh Allen's injuries happen in the pocket. They don't happen out of the pocket. Nobody wants to tackle a dude that's 6'5", 230-some pounds or whatever he is. Nobody wants to tackle that in the secondary when it's getting downhill and it's got speed coming at him, okay? He knows how to protect himself. And his toughness that he plays with is infectious. I said it all the time. There's only one guy that I've ever played with, or the toughest guy that I've ever played with is number 12, is Jim Kelly. Nobody can surpass the toughness that guy had, especially at that position. And the things that he did, hold on to the football till the last second before he got it out to Dre. And some of the shots he took and his willingness to put his body on the line in the pocket to complete a pass. Okay? And I look at Josh Allen's toughness, and toughness is a huge thing to me, folks. It's what wins. Franchises that are tough win. And we got a really tough quarterback leading this franchise. Okay? And when I look at Josh, people want to compare everything nowadays. And this is the issue, I think, that people have in the NFL. This is the truth about Josh Allen. minus all these stats, minus all these accolades. Okay, let's face facts, folks. In some cases, you can argue this is a guy that has completely changed the way the quarterback plays. And when I look at him, people want to try to make comparisons. They want to say he's like Brett Favre. He's not Brett Favre. Josh Allen does things that Brett Favre could not do. Favre was a gamer. I mean, there's similarities. If you want to talk about some of the interceptions and things like that, okay, maybe Josh thinking his arm strength was better than it was to be able to get a fit of ball in somewhere where he couldn't. Favre was very much like that. But if you listen to some of Favre's stuff, Favre had no idea what football was about when he showed up from Southern Mississippi. I mean, there's documentaries out there. There's specials out there. You can watch him talk about route concepts and coverages. Favre had no idea what cover 2 was or cover 3 was. He was making plays, right? I mean, it's that simple. You talk about him being like Jim Kelly. We just talked about it. The similarities with Jim Kelly are the toughness, the willingness to compete, the willingness to grind, the willingness to go out there and do what he has to do. You can talk about Peyton Manning. They're two totally different people. If there is one comparison that you can make with Josh Allen, and I would say it was probably because of arm strength and running ability, it would be Cam Newton. Cam didn't have his durability. Cam is not the passer that Josh Allen is. But I guess if you want to make somewhat of a comparison, compare him to another unicorn-type player would be Cam Newton. But the truth about Josh Allen is this, folks. People can't grasp Josh because Josh has no comparisons. Josh has nobody they can look to and say, he's like him, he's like them. So we want to try to fit Josh Allen in a box. You can't put Josh Allen in a box. The only box you can put Josh Allen into is a phone booth when he takes his suit off as Clark Kent and puts a Superman costume on and comes out as Superman. That's the only box you can put Josh Allen into. And I think that executives, especially NFL coaches and executives, okay, these are guys that think they can take anybody and coach them. They can take anybody and train them. I'm an elite coach. I'm in the NFL. So if I get this guy, I can make him into something. Okay? So when they see this guy, this 6'5", 250-some pound freak of an athlete, make the throws he makes on the run, make the runs he makes downfield, jumping people, doing different things, all the stuff that Josh Allen does, they can't grasp it because it's like something they've never seen before. So we have to critique it, right? We have to put it down. We have to stick it in a box. So we make comments like, well, he's not good at the line of scrimmage. That's why he runs the ball so much. No, that's not why. He throws a lot of interceptions because he tries to squeeze balls in tight windows and doesn't understand the route concept. No, that's not it. He does it because he thinks his arm's stronger than it is when it's really not. No, that's not it either, folks. So try to continually put Josh Allen into a box. Try to compare him to others. It's not going to happen. So I go to the greatest argument of all haters have about Josh Allen. He can't get it done in the playoffs. He can't get it done against Kansas City in the playoffs. Well, folks, he's been in the league for 6 seasons. They've been in what? One AFC championship game? Josh Allen wasn't playing defense when 13 seconds happened. Josh Allen wasn't calling the defense. Josh Allen wasn't coaching the defense. Josh Allen went downfield and put the team on his back, and they scored and went ahead. So when I look at these things, the Buffalo Bills are not a Josh Allen problem. The Buffalo Bills, the reason they're not winning a Super Bowl or going to the Super Bowl, it's not because of Josh Allen, where a lot of executives and people try to blame Josh Allen. The problem is a roster problem. The roster just has not been good enough. And they're trying to rectify that as we speak. And we've talked about it on the show, soft rebuild, all those different things. As long as Josh Allen's taking snaps, folks, it's like I said earlier, and I made the point on the Ed Block pod that I was on earlier today. As long as 17's taking snaps, we got chances, folks. We got a chance. Because the fact of the matter is this, okay? The fact of the matter is this. The guy is going to do things that others cannot do. And the guy will continue to do things that others cannot do. The guy will continue to play in the style and the way that he plays like others cannot do. There is no combination of thrower and runner at that position that we've seen in quite some time. That's the difference. That's the truth about Josh Allen. If you want to bash Josh Allen, if you want to hold Josh Allen down, if you want to say that he doesn't deserve to be the number 3 guy, you're right. He doesn't deserve to be number 3, he deserves to be number 2. But the truth of the matter is your mind is not open enough to grasp the greatness in what 17 brings to the field on Sunday, Monday night, Thursday night, and some Saturdays. It's that simple. It's that simple. And so, yeah, that's my commentary on this. That is the truth about Josh Allen. It's kind of hard to put a guy in a box that has no peers. And I think we've heard some things from some people on our on the beat episodes. We've talked to some different people. The one last area that I think makes Josh Allen absolutely elite, it's having that bravado and that leadership role to where he can speak the way he wants to speak and guys listen and do it. I mean, that's another thing about Josh that people can't get a hold of and can't put their hands around or arms around is the fact that he's a happy-go-lucky guy. He's going to film stuff singing in the locker room. He's going to enjoy himself. He doesn't live and die with NFL football. And some of these executives and some of these people can't understand that. To me, it's healthy. I wish I could have done that. I wish I could have been a guy that left it and was able to go do some different things. I wasn't. But the way he is off the field, the way he's lighthearted, he's a good dude, he has a good time. It's tie that all in with the fact that he's peerless. People have a hard time with that. But you know what? I'm happy he wears Bills uniforms because as long as he's taking snaps, we're going to be okay. So that's my thought. That to me is the truth about Josh Allen. If you like this, please hit the like button. Go hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Joe, John, and myself, we're busting our humps to bring you great Bills content. We're going to bring you more as training camp comes along, as we talked about the other day. We have John's show Off Tackle on Mondays. It'll be John and Joe. Sometimes I'll pop in. We might have a guest on that show, but it'll be the great same offensive line content that John's been bringing you for the last 2-3 years. On Tuesday nights, we'll have On the Beat as well. That'll be our continuing series with a local beat reporter or somebody that covers the Bills on the daily. On Wednesday nights, the Hump Day Hotline returns. Spence is coming out of mothballs. Joe and Spence will bring Hump Day. Myself, Joe will pop in, or John will pop in and guest host sometimes and do some things like that. Thursday night, the Big O Show, just like tonight, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. I'll be bringing you a in-depth look at that week's opponent and how the Bills are shaping up going into Sunday's game or Thursday's game. And we'll talk about injuries and things like that. We'll just cover both teams and we'll dive into it. We'll bring a guest on that to talk about the opposing team that week as well. Friday, if these walls could talk, our boys that are joining us, we're excited about them. Walk down memory lane, wax nostalgic. These guys bring amazing stories from inside the facilities. Both guys worked at One Bills Drive. They'll bring on old school guests. They'll talk about the old days when John and I were around. So you'll want to check that out on Friday. And then, of course, Sunday after the games, we will we will also be doing the overreaction post-game show. So Scott will get on that. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. We'll figure that out in a little bit. So anyway, this is the Big O Show. I'm the Big O, Jerry Ostrowski, and podcast will be out tomorrow. And as always, folks, man, much love. We appreciate you, and thank you for joining us. And as always, much love, and go Bills.
Welcome to the Big O Show on the Overreaction Sports Network, powered by Believe.
Still the same damn kid from Oklahoma, same old dreams hanging off my shoulders, just wishing and waiting on a shooting star for all to see.
And now your host, straight out of Oklahoma,